Hello.
Welcome to the Davis's kitchen.
Yep.
Still Nikki and chilly.
Yep. I'm still chilly. Even though it's cold outside, I'm still just chilly.
It's not. It's 43. It's not too
Is
bad.
it?
We're supposed to
I
get
thought it was
late.
like 31.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's the day.
It was cold, and then it kind of creeped up close to 50 today, and tomorrow, and then we're gonna get snow and ice on Wednesday and Thursday.
That's
so
right.
welcome to the Midwest.
That's right. We'll be good.
It's yeah.
So
Weather's fun.
Where are we visiting virtually tonight?
So virtually tonight, we're going to Georgia.
Where?
Georgia.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
You already did it. Woo! You're not even drinks in. You're not even drinks in, and you're already.
Well, you know, if we
drawling it out.
Take a trip to Kentucky, I come back.
Yeah. I know.
I pick it up pretty quickly.
Even though it's all only in her head.
I am crappy with language, but I can pick up the
dialect,
the accent, the drawls for sure. I think it's in my blood.
It might be.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
So we are going to Georgia virtually, of course, tonight.
Yeah.
We have, however, been to Georgia a couple of times. I have anyway.
Yeah.
Been to Atlanta a few times. Been through Atlanta a bazillion times.
Yeah. On the speedway.
And on the airway.
Yeah.
Very familiar with Atlanta's airport. But Savannah probably is our favorite place in Georgia.
Yeah. Hello, Jennifer.
And hey, Jen. And
Savannah's my favorite place in Georgia.
We spent a week or so. We spent a spring break, but it's been about 15 years on Tybee Island,
just outside
of Savannah, and that's kind of where the inspiration for tonight's meal came from. Because
not the drink, though.
No, not the drink. You can explain the drink, but everything that is traditional to Georgia is not traditional to chili.
To chili's taste buds and my stomach.
So I dipped back into a vacation, and I'll tell that story when we get there. But so the food is very much traditional, but it's also very common. So
yeah.
But what are we drinking?
Well, tonight's cocktail is, because it's Georgia and it's the South and it's all the history and everything. And my wife's favorite movie is Gone with the Wind.
It is, indeed.
Yeah, it is.
It has been.
For before I knew her. So,
very long time.
Very long time. So tonight's drink is the Scarlet O'Hara, which is a ode to that Southern Belle. So we're going to make...
feisty, that Southern Belle.
Okay, I believe you. I don't know. I've only seen bits and pieces of Gone with the Wind.
I know, because it's a 4-hour plus long movie, and
it's a long flick.
It is not as
not guy friendly like some of the other
active as the Avengers.
Can you throw some ice in there for me?
Yeah.
All right. So to make a Scarlet O'Hara, you're going to need to get some Southern Comfort. And in this Ode to America, I thought this was a really cool bottle with the stars and the stripes.
That enough?
Yeah.
More.
So you got Southern Comfort. You're going to make, this is a 2-2-1 part drink. So you're going to use 2 parts Southern Comfort. So that's 2 ounces. The actual official recipe is 1.5 ounces. But I'm making it a little bigger because we have a little bit bigger martini glasses. It is what it is.
Hey, I'm good with it.
And then you're going to add in 2 parts cranberry. And we have cran pineapple, which is just what we have. So it's close enough to cranberry.
It is hard to find stuff right now in the grocery stores. Like saltine crackers, there were none.
Well, when the shelves are bare, you just kind of...
You improvise.
Yeah. So that's what we're doing. The liquor store shelves were not bare. They had plenty of Southern Comfort.
They're doing pretty well,
which was
thankfully.
Good. Yeah. And for the one part, freshly squeezed lime juice. So we're going to throw 2 ounces of lime juice in because we got 4 ounces of Southern Comfort and 4 ounces of cranberry. So there is our 2-to-2-to-1 part cocktail. We're going to throw the top on the shaker. Just shake her up. Oh, it's got to get these shaken up. It gets the the drink all nice and cooled down. That's why we put a little bit of ice in there.
Did you find any history on why this is called the Scarlet O'Hara?
Nope.
Nothing.
I don't look for
Well, it is peach colored at least.
It is peach colored. There we go. There we have 2 Scarlet O'Haras.
I'm always curious as to why drinks are named what they're named.
Probably because it was created in Georgia.
It might be a tart like she is.
It's good though.
It is good.
Yeah.
That may be slightly dangerous.
We'll have more of these.
Maybe not. Last week was a little harsh.
Oh, I thought last week was wonderful.
Those that's good, folks.
All
right, so let us know where you're watching from and what you're having for dinner.
Yeah, say hi in the comments. That way we know you're there. And we know you can hear us.
I'm gonna not put that right by the computer, maybe.
Okay, yeah. Here, put yours over here, and I'll put mine over
Okay, that'll work.
back here because you're going to be over here.
Because I had to
Rearrange.
yeah, I needed more space tonight because of the biscuit making bit. Okay, so biscuits and gravy, and we have done biscuits and gravy on here before, but
we never made homemade biscuits.
No, tonight I'm going to talk you guys through homemade biscuits, and here's the thing, folks. If I can make these and have them turn out like they're supposed to, guess what? Anybody can make them and have them turn out like they're supposed to.
This one here for the
I will, yes.
Okay.
But I am working on a little bit limited space because we've got computers and whatnot set up too. So now, one thing I will say, unless you make biscuits like from scratch all the time, follow the recipe. So I actually have my recipe sitting here off to the side. Okay. Here we go. Oh, that's a little hello. Can we see?
Well, I can switch it over to the
we're going to switch angles here so you guys can see what I've got going on.
There.
Okay. The phone's
You're
a little low.
Come this way a little bit.
Me.
You. There you go.
Oh, that's going to be awkward.
Well, I'm sorry. I can only do so much here. I only have so many cameras.
Trying to make it all work. All right, so I have 2 cups of flour, and this is just all-purpose flour, nothing fancy. I'm going to hand you that. And into that, we're going to put some baking powder, baking soda, and some salt. And the baking powder and soda are what will give these biscuits the lift. And these are decently tall biscuits too. After we get all this done, so okay, so 2 cups of flour. This makes 6 big biscuits. I make them a little smaller and get 9. Sorry, I'm trying to read my recipe too. Sorry, the blocking is not going to be real great tonight, folks. Okay, so 2 teaspoons of the baking powder. By the way, if you have and this is Clever Girl, but you can get generic brands in these little tins. This little lip right here is so you can level your baking powder. So 2 level, thank you.
Now they can't see you at all.
Oh, good. Okay, 2 level teaspoons of baking powder. I'm going to hand that to you. 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda and salt. I couldn't find the fancy baking soda, so.
Little Arm & Hammer.
Yeah.
That's plenty because it's spilling over.
Yeah, you can buy baking soda in those cute little tins too, but I couldn't find any. Another thing I couldn't find at the store. 1/2 teaspoon, and this is kosher salt. But at this small amount, table salt would be fine too.
Thank you.
All right. And we're going to kind of stir that up and set it aside.
You need me to start this up?
No, we're not going to even touch that. I can't do all of it at once or I'll screw something up.
That's why I'm here.
I'm not capable of that.
I'm here.
Okay, so now we're going to get a little bit of parchment paper. We're going to get a plate because it's easier. I don't want to get butter all over my Trying to find one that's not been eaten up by the microwave. Close enough. And I stuck my butter in the freezer, and I will explain why. So 1 stick of unsalted butter. Use butter, not margarine. Margarine will not work like you want it to. Frozen. And there's a reason. It is easier to deal with.
When you
And
chop it up.
we're going to grate it on a grater.
Oh.
As soon as I get it unstuck from its paper. I always leave a little bit of the paper at the bottom so I have something to hang on to when I'm doing this. And on a plain old box grater, I'm going to use the big side right there. You're not going to be able to see much while I'm doing this.
They can see a little bit.
Yeah, I'll try to angle it so you guys can see. You're going to get mostly my hand here. This is going to take a bit, but...
You grate up the entire
Grate up
stick?
the entire stick.
Oh, man.
And your finger in the process.
We'll just do it the right way.
Okay, we're going to do it the right way.
So that we don't go to the hospital.
So, sorry guys, you're going to get my knuckles. You can probably turn that back on the...
I'll do it this way. There. They can see you.
Okay, so now you can see me and not
Yeah,
me
well, they
trying
can see
to...
really me now.
That's okay.
Yeah. They like seeing me too.
Yeah.
I'm an interesting look at.
So why are we grating this? It's easier to work into the flour this way. And
That's
when
what
it's...
I was wondering.
Yeah. When it's frozen...
Can you do that for a little bit?
Well, I can't do it and talk apparently.
Well, here, let me do that.
Okay, you do it. I'll talk.
You go around this way.
I can't do things and talk at the same time when I'm concentrating on not grating my fingers. So when it's frozen and it starts to thaw as you're working it into that batter, those ice crystals actually are going to help create some moisture.
Oh.
And don't get your fingers either.
My fingers will be fine.
It's always when you do things on camera that you nick yourself. I did too. I got a pretty good nick there.
Did you?
Yeah.
I don't see any blood on the
wow.
butter.
No, it's fine. It didn't really break skin, but man, that hurt. So be careful
When you're doing this.
when you're doing this. Yeah.
What happens when you run out of like?
Well, and I'll show you. There is a trick when you get to the bottom there.
All right, I'm tag.
That's why I keep the wax paper around it.
Mm-hmm.
All the lights though are making it melt faster.
Well, it's definitely doing that.
Yeah.
Tag.
Don't do this under hot lights either, because it'll melt. Our big light we've got is making this melt.
It's making it defrost a little bit.
So talk about our trip to Tybee Island while I'm finishing this up.
Well, we met Tybee Joe on Tybee Island. We went there with was Nick, myself, and my best friend Kevin Wallace, Turtle. We went there, had a great time. We drove. What was it, like about a 12-hour drive?
It's horrible.
It was a horrible drive.
Never again. Actually, probably at some point
Yeah,
again.
probably again, because it was a long drive, but we enjoyed ourselves. It was the three of us kind of chilling out, relaxing, and talking. So we had a good time. What all did we do? We went and saw with a ghost tour.
Get any more of that then.
We went on a ghost tour of Savannah. We went down on the riverfront in Savannah. We went on the beach, of course.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We went to a local establishment and met Tybee Joe. Tybee Joe was he was different.
It was a fun trip. Keep talking.
What else do you want me to tell you about?
Tell them about the Sunrise Cafe where we had breakfast.
I don't remember the Sunrise Cafe. That's where this recipe comes from, but I have no clue.
You have no recollection.
No
of
recollection
the
because
Sunrise Cafe.
I may have stayed out a little bit late with Tybee Joe, hearing all the wonderful stories that he was telling us about how he was 100% Tybee and that we weren't, because we were just travelers and tourists. We went to the lighthouse.
That was fun.
That was
That
a
was
good
cool.
time.
Yeah.
We went into like the Carolinas and went to Charlotte for a day. Not
Charleston.
Charleston
We went
for
to
a day.
Charleston.
And then went to a plantation, toured a plantation.
Of course, where North and South was filmed.
Well, oh, that's where North and South came in. And then what else did we do?
Oh, we sat on the beach quite a bit.
Yeah, we sat on the beach, drank beer,
Okay.
drank cocktails. Imagine that out of us.
I am mended now.
A food
right.
processor is far safer. Yes, very much so.
I nicked myself.
Yeah, I see that. Is that all the butter you're going to use?
It is far safer, but it's harder on the butter. No, I'm going to put some Kerrygold in it real fast. Because that melted on me.
And then it got pink.
I'm not going to grate this, though.
No.
I'll hit it with the
Fork.
All right, take
We're
that.
Gonna do this.
Put it back in the fridge behind me, please.
Oh, okay. You in the fridge behind us.
Okay, so a stick of butter. Sorry, I had to go get a Band-Aid. My fingers started bleeding finally.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm mashing the rest of this with the fork because the hot lights were making it melt. I don't know how people do this in studio. I guess it's like 50 degrees.
They use a food processor.
No, not always.
Yeah, they do.
I learned the whole grating the butter trick probably from AB. I don't even remember.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's throw it in the mix. Here, I'll take that.
Take that. That's what I need to. Okay, butter going in.
You need me to change the channels?
You can. And I don't normally use my hands for this anyway, but
there you go, folks. Now you can see the plate. Oh, thank you.
Okay, butter in, flour. And we want this to be incorporated, but not by much. Should be a little sandy, as in texture.
Not as in name.
That's not a name, no.
Not as in name, as in texture.
Okay. And then we're going to add 1 cup of buttermilk.
1 cup buttermilk.
Mm-hmm.
This is a big old recipe.
Only 6 big biscuits. Yeah, I've done this in the food processor and they don't turn out. It's almost like they get overworked.
The butter does?
It all does, yeah.
Oh.
Okay, you can have that.
Okay. Yep, good old home of cookings.
And the butter does not have to be totally broken up either. No, not at all. Here you go.
Oh, thank you.
All right. So now we're going to work this until everything kind of comes together. And it's not going to be like the perfect dough. I mean, if you were doing this in a mixer, food processor, it would all come together around the blade. And really all I'm looking for is that it starts to stick together and pulls away from the sides and the bottom of the bowl, because we can finish this process on the
mat.
Mat, yeah.
That smells really good.
It does. It's butter. Mm-hmm. See how all that's pulled away from the bowl quite a bit there.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, flour out, down. There you go.
Got it.
And we're going to make these so they're flaky layers. Sorry, that bowl's going to be.
I'm going to have to
get behind me to. I need that piece.
Okay.
Not leaving that piece.
I know. I'm going to go let a dog out.
You go let a dog out.
Let's go, Chug.
Okay. So hands are floured. We're going to pat this down. I'm going to try to keep my thumb out of it. And adding a little bit more flour as we go through this process, not a big deal. Clumps of butter, not a big deal. So we're going to pat this down. And we're going to make a mess as we're doing it. And we're going to start folding.
We're going to try to keep it away from the computer.
We are. So that was one fold. And we're going to...
Buttermilk.
Yes, buttermilk.
Buttermilk.
Pat it down again till it's about 1 inch. And we're going to fold. And if we lose bits, we're going to put more down, more butter down.
Man, that looks good.
And we're going to just keep patting it into squares.
More flour down, you mean?
Yeah, what'd I say, butter?
I think you said butter.
Okay.
I knew what you meant. I think
Okay.
everybody else knew what you meant.
Okay. So we're going to keep doing this. What was that, number 4? I do it 7 or 8 times. And if I get to where it's starting to stick on me, I put more butter down.
Flour.
Flour, good grief. I can see the butter chunks right here.
Yeah, I can too.
And all that is okay. It will melt into the biscuit. What was that? 5?
Yep, that's 5.
Okay. We'll go this way. 6. 7.
I'll do one more.
Going to go this way.
Man, that looks good.
8. And now we want this to be about 1 inch thereabouts. Doesn't have to be perfect.
So don't have to get the ruler, the tape measure?
Don't need the ruler.
Okay.
You want great big ones? Or do you want,
I want
like I did last night?
Like those size.
Okay. 3-inch biscuit cutter.
Do you need the pan?
Yep.
Do you need it sprayed down with anything?
Nope. 3, 4.
There's the pan.
Okay. So that's how thick they are. Now, we've layered them, so when they bake, they're going to puff up into big flaky layers. Those actually are going to turn out pretty tall.
Oh, they are.
And before we put the... I might just get 6 out of this one. Before we put the pan in the oven, I'll show you how I've put them down. Now, I've got a nonstick dark pan, so no spray or anything necessary.
Man, those sound so good.
Yeah, you guys probably can't hear that. When the biscuit cutter goes into it, it makes a little
Yeah. Oh, it sounds.
noise.
It sounds awesome.
And we just keep doing it until we...
Here, I'll throw the... Hold on a second.
Ah! Ready? Oh, it didn't do it that time. Sorry. Let's get one more. I've got enough for one more. So I'm going to get 8 out of this. It's a recipe for 6, so I'm happy with 8.
Yeah.
I got 9. I got 10 last night, but they were quite a bit smaller. All right.
There we go.
And you can show that if you want.
I do.
I'm going to wash my
Here we
hands
go.
off again.
Here's our biscuits, folks.
And if you use a baking sheet, make sure that they are not touching the edge.
But touching themselves.
But touching each, yes, make sure they touch themselves. Just like that song that I used to like.
Yeah.
But not the edge. And if you do them in like a cast iron.
Plenty of space.
Yeah.
Around the edge of the pan. Plenty of space over here.
If you do them in cast iron, same thing. Don't let them touch the edge, but in, because when they bake, they're going to puff up and out. So 450 degrees. I did 14 minutes last night, so we'll start there. Alexa, set a timer for 14 minutes.
14 minutes. Starting now.
And
You have a new notification. Can you answer Gary?
No.
Not now, thanks.
Alexa, can't you tell we're in the middle of something?
Right? Okay, I'll clean that mess up
There we
later.
go, folks.
Right.
Never bought sushi from the gas station convenience
It's awfully nice.
Don't buy sushi from the gas station convenience store, according to Alexa.
Make it at home.
Make it at home. We've done that.
Yeah. Follow. Go.
Okay. So that was quite the undertaking there. I do not bake, clearly.
Not very often.
But because of that, like I said, if I can do this minus a boo-boo, then you guys can do this too if you're not bakers. If you're bakers, more power to you, because let me tell you, that is a process. I'm much better at the gravy part.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so why biscuits and gravy tonight? First and foremost, because my husband doesn't like corned beef hash, and that's where I was going with it.
It's true.
And the reason for that is when we found this cute little restaurant on Tybee Island called the Sunrise Cafe.
Yeah.
I will order eggs Benedict or corned beef hash, whichever one is on the menu for breakfast, and that's what I'm going to have because those are my two favorite things to eat for breakfast. And so this cute little cafe that was not quite beachside. Tybee Island wasn't nearly as grown up as it is now when we were there. But that's what they had on the menu. So I tried it and oh my gosh, fell in love. It was so good. Probably one of the best I've ever had. They also, however, had biscuits and gravy on the menu. And guess what? The rest of my family had.
Guess what I had?
Yep, biscuits and gravy.
That's right. Because
probably with eggs, bacon, and pancakes, but that's okay.
Probably.
I'm not wanting to waste my sausage here.
That's what I find.
And it was with country sausage and big old fluffy southern biscuits and the whole shebang.
So I'm making another cocktail. Imagine.
And when you're in the South, some version of biscuits and gravy is on the menu everywhere. And if anybody has seen in the Midnight of Garden in the
Midnight in the Garden of Good
Thank
Evil.
you. Good grief. Couldn't get it out. That takes place in Savannah. The restaurant that is in that movie, they actually do sausage gravy over pancakes in that restaurant. So you can get sausage gravy over just about anything in South.
Hey, nothing wrong with sausage gravy.
So we have a pound of sausage that we're working on here that Chili will let you see here in a minute after he mixes his drink.
I'm mixing a cocktail.
That I have over medium-high heat, just trying to break it up so it will brown. Ooh, it's a little warm over here over the stove.
We'll turn the stove. Oh, we
can't turn the stove off.
Can't turn the stove off because we got biscuits.
That's the most important part.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna let that sit and brown up a little bit.
It is a little warm in this.
It gets warm.
It does.
When we're doing this stuff.
Here we go, folks. Sausage in the skillet.
And to make the gravy, what are we going to do?
Add flour.
We're going to add flour when that sausage renders some of its fat out.
Got to be a roux.
To make gravy, it does. So once the sausage...
Go ahead.
Shake.
Mm-hmm.
Shake your booty. You done shaking now?
I think so.
Okay. So once the sausage cooks and renders its fat out, we'll add flour to it, let the flour cook in, and then we'll start building the gravy and put lots of pepper in it. Why, thank you.
I'm going to refresh you.
Thanks, I think.
Yeah, well, make it cooler.
Mm-hmm.
I added extra ice into that one.
Make it colder?
Uh-huh.
So for every cup of milk that you use to make gravy, you need 2 tablespoons of flour to do this. So for us, I usually do 2 or 3 cups of milk.
Are we using regular milk or buttermilk?
Using regular milk.
Okay.
Buttermilk would make a very kind of tart, acidic.
I just was asking.
Use regular milk, or half and half if you had it. That would work too.
We have that.
But we have that to make ice cream, not to make
Okay.
gravy. I don't personally use cream. Cream gets really thick when you cook it, so it gets a little gloopy. But you certainly could. You just back down on the flour that you need.
Yes, buttermilk is in the biscuits.
Buttermilk is in the biscuits.
Yes.
And
And regular milk in the gravy.
regular whole milk in the gravy when the time comes.
Yeah. Not this 2% stuff.
No, I bought
Not
whole milk
skim.
for this process tonight.
Milk. 100% whole.
Yeah. Anytime you're making gravy, sauce, white sauce, cream sauce, Alfredo sauce, I made the mistake one time quite by accident in buying low-fat milk. You need the fat and the milk and the dairy to make it all work. Otherwise, the sauce gets real. Well, it breaks. It gets ugly. Tastes okay. This doesn't look real pretty. Hi, little one.
Had to let the dog in. Pepper.
Pepper.
My favorite thing. Man, that sausage smells really good.
It does. It's going to smell even better when this pepper hits it.
We got 7.5 more minutes on the biscuits.
Okay. So I've got about a teaspoon of pepper going in.
Kelly says she uses whipping cream in her Alfredo sauce.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that would be really good, I think.
So whipping cream, heavy cream, it's all about the same thing. And would you move the dog biscuits, please?
I wondered what you were getting ready to do with those.
I'm trying to hunt down my paprika. In Alfredo sauce, absolutely, you don't need as much flour, if any flour, honestly. And especially if you put Parmesan cheese in it, you really don't need flour at all because it's going to thicken up real well. All right, I'm going to put about half a teaspoon of paprika in this too. And this is smoky paprika.
Oh.
Maybe not quite that much. Just to give it some extra flavor.
Nice. Just parm. Yep.
Yeah, if you use parm, you definitely don't need the flour because that parm is going to thicken your Alfredo
Parm and
sauce.
heavy whipping cream.
Yep, that's all you need.
Sounds delicious.
And some nutmeg. Always put nutmeg in it.
Why is that?
Always put nutmeg in cream sauce. It gives it that flavor that you wonder what it is.
Oh.
Yeah. Doesn't take much. All right.
Yes, we put paprika in with the sausage.
Yep.
A little bit of Spanish paprika.
Spanish because I like the smoky. Has absolutely nothing to do with Georgia. I just like the smoky flavor. All right, I have a bunch of flour going in here because we're going to make not quite a quart of gravy here. But we want this to cook down because you don't want to taste the flour. And what you'll see is it starts to kind of stick to the little chunks of sausage.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we're looking for. So yeah, technically we're building a roux, but to do a true roux, you wouldn't have meat in the skillet. We're just providing the thickening agent for the milk. Speaking of which, would you get the milk out?
Uh-huh.
All right, we're going to
Let me get the milk.
sit for
One
a
thing
bit.
of milk.
Hey, just
I'm holding it. It's no big deal.
this. I was looking for my.
So we're using Lactaid whole milk tonight.
I just can't do it, folks.
But it is still whole milk.
Oh,
All it's missing is the enzymes that make people run to the restroom.
You can use lactose-free milk in place of regular milk for anything.
Yeah.
Or the Fairlife brand or the A2. A2 is not, it's a brand and a type.
Yeah.
That is all interchangeable milk for milk. You cannot very well make gravy out of anything that doesn't have fat in it. So like your skim milk, 2% is a little tricky, doable. The things like soy milk, oat milk.
Nope.
It's not. It's kind of watery.
So if you're a little lactose intolerant, but you still love gravy, get Lactaid or some A2 milk.
I will be honest with you. Lactaid was the only thing I could find.
This time.
We've had some interesting bare shelves at our grocery stores locally.
Yeah, we usually use A2.
I usually get A2.
And it's good. I like it.
But I can't buy A2 doesn't come from Walmart around here. I have to go to the Schnucks
Schnuckers.
or Kroger's. All right, so there's 2 cups in. I'm going to put my 3rd cup in. And this is for, this actually would feed at 4 people.
Not in this house.
Not in this house.
No.
We might have a little bit left over. Don't back up into that door.
Okay.
For breakfast, and that's okay.
Yeah, we might have some left over.
Okay, don't need this anymore.
Might is a stretch.
Yeah. Oh, that smells good.
It does.
Now, for that flour to start thickening, this milk has to boil or almost boil. And this will take a bit of time. So we're going to hang out.
2 minutes and 40 seconds until the biscuits come out.
Okay. I made peach ice cream last night. So I was going to do peach cobbler for you guys tonight. Guess what else I couldn't find at the grocery store?
Peaches.
Like any kind of peach.
Other than canned.
I found canned, but I don't. That's no fun to make cobbler with.
Yeah.
Not even a frozen bag of frozen peaches. Yummy.
Those are really good. These cocktails are.
They are.
Nummies.
All right, so this.
This just needs to cook. Look and let it cook.
I was just making sure I wasn't smelling them because I was starting to smell something. All right, so now the milk's going to cook. So we can probably take them off of that for a minute. Of course, those biscuits that come out. That's okay. So we can talk.
We're back to this one.
So yeah.
The big screen.
Homemade biscuits and homemade sausage gravy. And man, my grandma used to churn out biscuits like crazy. And I never could get the hang of it. Ever could get the hang of it.
Yeah.
Finally watched enough chefs on TV that I figured it out. But baking eludes me. Always has.
If she can cook.
We've had that conversation before.
Yeah.
I don't have the patience for it.
You don't follow the recipes.
And I don't have the patience for it. Getting up on Saturday morning and baking biscuits from scratch is just not something that excites me.
You don't follow the recipes. You cook. You don't bake.
You're right.
Baking requires adherence
To the rules.
to the rules.
Guess what I don't do well.
You do not adhere to the rules.
No, just kind of like Scarlett O'Hara.
Yeah.
And you don't have to stir it the whole time.
I know you don't, but I like it.
But you like to stir. You're my
I do.
stirrer.
I do. I like that look.
So, did we get the list of what everybody was having for dinner tonight?
Yeah, I don't know. Kella, what are you having for dinner? She is a recipe rebel. Well, I even tonight I recipe rebelled a little bit
Well, and that's kind of
with the cocktail
the
because I knew that our glasses would hold more than what the
Well, of course.
recipe called for.
well, and see, technically, you just extended the recipe to make more.
Yeah, and she's done. Alexa, cancel.
Let's see how they're doing.
Oh, those look so good.
Is it done?
All right, I'm gonna screen them over.
I'm
there.
gonna. Well, no, I'm gonna let him.
Oh, all
I'm
right.
gonna one more minute.
All right.
Count to 60. Everybody, count to 60.
Yeah.
They're just not quite done in the middle. I don't think.
I think we ought to pull them, but that's okay.
This is beautiful.
Mm-hmm. It's got a little bit of that paprika color too.
Yeah,
on the
orangey
top.
pink
Yeah.
tinge.
Yeah.
Oh, this is also. I don't do biscuits and gravy in restaurants because
I do.
9 times out of 10 I don't like the gravy. It's bad.
Oh yeah. Deb is having cheeseburgers and salads.
Ooh, that sounds good too.
Yeah.
I am totally blowing the whole low.
What kind of cheese are you putting on your cheeseburger? That's what I want to know. That's what we need to know.
Inquiring minds
using-
want to know.
Are you using American?
Oh, this is so
Are you using cheddar? Swiss? Pepper Jack, Monterey Jack. What kind of cheese are going on these cheeseburgers?
I'm gonna have to get a plate.
All right,
They're coming out this time.
they're coming out. She says Swiss.
Swiss is good.
Swiss. Elite's favorite cheese.
Hold them up.
Oh, no. Hold on here. I'll just go. I'll get us off camera. There. Now they can see it without us on camera. Man, those look good.
So when they cool a little bit, I'll hold one up so you can see how fat they are on the sides.
They're massive.
It's
And they're fluffy. They've got layers.
I've got an idea. Turn me on this camera.
I will in just a second.
Chili's is sweating.
I am.
Hot in this kitchen.
It is hot in this kitchen. All right, you want on there?
I do, because that's a beautiful shot right there.
All right, there you go. Hold on, we're upside down.
Well, I can turn the phone upside down.
Let me just crop it.
They're upside down. There we go.
There we go.
Look how tall those are.
Yeah.
That's my finger.
That's a pretty good sized biscuit right there, folks.
They're yummy looking. Move it, Shuggy. There's
And
my
the
gravy.
cheese. Oh yeah.
A little. See how thick that got?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gloop.
Gloop. That's the perfect.
No,
That's right there.
that's exactly what I want right there. And if you don't like it quite that thick, you can thin it out with some more milk.
Yeah.
So that was for every cup of milk, 2 tablespoons, and not heaping, not level. I mean, thereabouts.
Ish.
And that's enough to cover these biscuits and definitely on the lactose-free milk, or I'd be hurting later.
Uncle Dan says he wants 4 biscuits.
You want 4 biscuits? Okay.
That doesn't leave us very many, Dan.
It does not. Okay, I'm going to move this back over here now.
They're delicious, though. They look.
They are.
Oh man, they grew too.
Well, and that was.
Oh.
Yeah, just move it off.
Brady, you missed it, huh? It's good, buddy.
The folding that I was doing creates those called layers. Yeah.
Gives you the Betty Crocker layers, or what? Not Betty Crocker, Pillsbury. Pillsbury.
So you don't have to fold like that.
Please do. You don't have to, but please do.
Yeah, you won't get those layers if
Look
you
at those.
don't. Sorry, I'm trying to get to.
And because
plate.
we have this dark nonstick pan, they just kind of rotate and slide around. But yeah.
Sorry, Shug. I didn't mean to get you there, baby.
Fold and refold and fold and refold, and you can see where like the butter pieces were, because they're just kind of.
Here, would you come take this, please, so I don't drop it?
Yeah.
Thank you. I never remember to get a plate out before
Oh, that's okay.
we get done.
So we got a plate.
Yeah.
I
It's
want.
warm. It's warm in here.
I don't know. Do I want 3 or do I want 4?
Well, I baked some last night, so we have plenty.
Oh, that's right. The kid could have last night's. Hey, she's snoozing right now. She won't know any different.
No.
I want 4.
You want me to split them?
No.
Or you want them on top? Or you want this?
I want them just like that.
Okay. You want 4?
Hell yeah.
Lordy.
It's biscuits and gravy.
Okie dokie. You don't want to split? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, split them.
Well, here, let me do that on air.
Come on over here.
See how they just kind of. Ooh, look at that steam going up.
Oh, that looks so good.
There we go. There's the.
Yeah. That's the inside of the biscuits. Oh, you know what we should have made? It's coffee.
Oh, who needs coffee?
Me.
Oh, okay.
I'll be okay.
Hot.
I have a Scarlet O'Hara. I'll be fine.
They're hot biscuits. Okay, 4 barely fits on your plate, dude.
That's the exact number I need then.
Okay, there we go. I'm gonna put not 4 on your plate.
Oh, I'm only getting 3
No,
and
you're
a half.
getting 3.
3 and a half.
It's prettier.
Here, folks, we'll show you my plate here. That's my plate. Oh. Wait, so we gotta have a plate to show everybody what it looks like, what it's
I
supposed to
know.
look like.
I might have needed to make more gravy.
Nah. All right, folks.
Biscuits and gravy is not
Not heart healthy.
it is not heart healthy. We are blowing the whole heart
Here, I'll
healthy
take that
tonight.
over here.
Okay. It's also not overly photogenic because it's all the same color.
You throw more pepper on it.
Well, here, I can throw more pepper on it. More pepper?
Yeah, more pepper.
From
Yeah.
the pepper meat?
That's right. You add more pepper to it. And that makes it more photogenic.
There you go.
Yeah. Perfect.
Just like that.
And then you got a cocktail right
Whew.
there. That's dinner.
Man, I'm hot. 45 minutes.
I don't know about you folks,
We're going to go eat dinner
but
and
that
cool off.
is a dinner.
That's it's breakfast for dinner.
I do need a vegetable, but I have cranberry juice.
Yeah, there's cranberry juice. There you
Yeah,
go.
cranberry juice right there.
Fruits.
Fruit. Vitamin C.
So this is definitely not in the balanced diet part. So balance the rest of your day. Have the vegetables at lunchtime and take your vitamins.
Take your multivitamins. Take your men's multivitamins.
And you know what? I was going to say everything in moderation until I looked down at that plate.
There's nothing about the plate that says moderation,
No,
other than the fact that this is one time a week.
would you? Well, yeah, exactly. Would you put them back on the camera so they can actually see us laughing at each other?
There.
On occasion, it's okay, folks. We haven't had
is.
biscuits and gravy in eons around here, so
No, I've missed it.
It's really been a long time.
greatly. I have missed it greatly.
So a little flashback, 15 years to our trip to Tybee Island and Savannah, and something that's pretty. I mean, it's very common, but it was something that stuck with us from that trip. As far as the breakfast restaurant that we ate at every day that we were there because it was so good.
What was there? I
And
mean,
well, yeah, but it was also very good.
it was.
And an ode to my favorite movie.
Yeah. You know where we're going next week?
No, I haven't looked.
I just did.
So you did have to look.
Of course.
Where are we going?
We're going to Connecticut.
Connecticut.
We're going to Connecticut next week, folks.
Man, Connecticut's going to be interesting.
Why?
Some of the states are easier to kind of work with than others, but I will tell you, Georgia, for as much as I love it, was difficult because it was all about pimento cheese and fried green tomatoes and shrimp and grits.
Nope.
And corned beef hash was a
Nope.
big breakfast item.
Nope.
And
I don't eat that stuff.
Picky over here doesn't like any of that.
No, I don't.
So we narrowed in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna lose out on a few of these areas.
I
so
know I am.
Just get ready.
I know.
Just get ready.
I know.
Like Charleston, you're losing. I don't care.
I'll be fine.
That's
because I think for South Carolina,
mhm.
I'll be just fine because that's sweet tea vodka.
Oh, don't give them that.
Yeah.
Not quite yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, Connecticut's
few
going to be an
weeks.
interesting one to kind of figure out. That's been the most fun in all of this.
Well,
is
I know
figuring
what
out
we're
gonna
drinking.
cook. Yeah, I'm not working that far ahead. You're out a few states
I'm out
already.
a couple months.
All right, so that's the conversation for tonight, folks.
And we're
gonna-
under an hour,
yeah, well,
and we're eating.
and this does not take, even baking the biscuits like from scratch doesn't take very long, to be honest with you. Just watch your thumbs
Yeah.
and
watch the heat. Make sure that
it's the lights. The lights we have on to do this show is really what's the killer in this kitchen. So but yeah, watch your fingers.
and the heat of the oven tonight.
Yes, did I turn the oven off?
Yeah,
I
it's
did.
off.
And always make sure you turn the oven off.
Yeah, turn your oven off.
All right, folks, we're gonna go eat dinner. We will see you next week when we venture to Connecticut.
Yes.
Bye.
Have fun.